Hello everyone, I'm Wonjong and we are the AIRLAB team. My teammate is Joonyeol and we are both master's students. Today I'm excited to share our work on puzzle heuristics efficient lifelong multi-agent pathfinding algorithm for large-scale challenge environments. Our laboratory is AI Robotics Lab at Sogang University from South Korea. Our method uses three main techniques to solve the pathfinding problem: MAPFNS2 and RHCR, puzzle and grid randomized search. These techniques work together to ensure robots can navigate efficiently and handle many tasks, and even in complex environments. We have a team of robots working together on a grid map. Each robot has an errand to complete, representing a point they need to reach. The environment is a grid where each cell is connected to its neighbors and robots move from cell to cell. Each robot can move forward, rotate left or right, or wait in place. Vertex conflicts happens when two robots try to occupy the same cell simultaneously. Edge conflict happens when they try to swap places simultaneously. We need to avoid these conflicts. So our main goal is to find collision-free passes for all the robots while maximizing the number of tasks they complete within a given time. Let's start with puzzle heuristics. We decided to combine two powerful algorithms, MAPFNS2 and RHCR. MAPFNS2 stands for multi-agent pathfinding with large neighborhood search. This technique helps us manage large-scale pathfinding by repeatedly modifying the paths of the robots to minimize collisions. It operates a destroy and repair method where we break down the existing paths and then rebuild them to make better solutions. On the other hand, RHCR stands for Rolling Horizon Collision Resolution. This approach uses two key parameters, the time horizon and the replanning period. Initially, RHCR creates passes for all robots, but it only focuses on avoiding collisions within the time horizon. The replanning period determines how often these passes are updated. By doing this, our system can quickly adapt to changes and handle dynamic environments. By combining MAPFNS2 and RHCR, we leverage the strengths of both techniques. MAPFNS2 ensures we can handle large numbers of robots by optimizing their paths on a broad scale. RHCR allows us to adapt to changes and plan in the short term. Let's talk about how puzzleistics works. This method helps our robots figure out their paths more efficiently. We start by selecting specific central cells in the grid called pivot points. These act as reference points for calculating distances within the grid. Each pivot point expands outward using a BPFS, but only up to a specific depth limit, which we set at these steps. This means each area covers cells within these steps from its pivot point. Cells that are within the same area based on the depth limit are marked with the same color. By organizing the grid into manageable areas, we can pre-compute and store distances between pivot points rather than every cell. This approach significantly reduces the memory required and speeds up the pathfinding process. The main benefits are that it uses less memory by only storing necessary distances and speeds up the pathfinding process. This way, our robots can find their passes faster. Now, let's discuss the grid randomized method for resolving deadlocks. The next few slides illustrates a situation where deadlocks occur due to priority planning and rotating actions. As you can see in the diagram, we have robots facing each other with their goals positioned in opposite directions. This situation leads to a deadlock. First, the higher priority blue robot moves without considering the lower priority red robot as a dynamic obstacle. So it moves in the sequence C to B2A. An edge conflict occurs if the lower priority red robot tries to move toward its goal. If the red robot waits in its position, a vertex conflict happens. Similarly, if the red robot rotates left or right, a vertex conflict still occurs. This behavior is the same even if we switch the priorities of the blue and red agents. Therefore, we can see that using priority planning as in MAPFNS2 results in deadlocks in these scenarios. This highlights the need for our grid randomized method to resolve such deadlocks efficiently. We use a grid randomized method to address the deadlock situations we discussed earlier. This method helps us resolve deadlocks by combining elements of gridness and randomness. We probabilistically increase the number of detected edge and vertex collisions by a factor of 2. This encourages the system to re-evaluate paths that might initially seem unfavorable, allowing us to explore alternative routes. By incorporating randomness, the method allows our algorithm to break free from rigid paths and adapt to dynamic conditions. This allows us to find solutions that avoid deadlocks. We've tested our method in different environments such as random maps, T-scapes, games warehouse, and sorting centers. With robot numbers ranging from 50 to 3,000, our approach worked well across these tests, showing that it can effectively handle various scenarios. We placed eighth in the League of Robot Runners competition. In conclusion, our approach to solving the lifelong multi-agent pathfinding problem combines three powerful techniques: puzzle heuristics, MEPPNS2, and RHCR. By leveraging this method, we've been able to effectively manage large-scale environments and handle dynamic changes efficiently. The puzzle heuristics technique allowed us to reduce memory usage and improve computation times. MEP ns 2 helped us optimize paths for many robots, while LHCR enabled us to adapt to changes and plan paths and short-term windows. Together, these techniques minimize collision and maximize the number of tasks completed by our robots. Our experimental results demonstrate the effectiveness of our approach with successful tests across various challenging environments and an impressive eighth place finish in the League of Robot Runners competition. Moving forward, we aim to further refine our methods to handle even larger scales and more complex scenarios. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thanks for the talk. It's very interesting. And let's take the question from the audience. So I have a question. So for the depth, oh, sorry, maybe audio go first.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I just have a simple question. You spoke about pivot points for the heuristic. How do you choose these pivot points, by hand or with an algorithm?
Actually, we choose left and up point. We choose first pivot point and BFS using BFS and
It sounds like you're
using BFS and next pivot point remaining point that left and upside point.
Okay.
next point. So we can make pivot points automatically.
Okay, so like the center of the region will be a corner of the region. The pivot point is in the corner of a region, something like that.
Region, we call them just area, and using pivot points, spread their areas by using BFS.
Okay, okay, I see. Thank you very much. I asked because we did a similar thing also, and we used actually integral programming to minimize the position of the pivot points, our pivot points. So I was curious. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. I also have the same question, similar question of the pulsar heuristic. So just a simple question: is the pulsar heuristic compute including the turning cost or just the cost of going up, down, left, right?
Oh, sorry.
So sorry, let me clarify. So is the pulsar heuristic already, like when we compute the heuristic, we already include the turning cost? Or
Oh,
no?
yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you so much for your clarification.
Super question.